Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today's April 8th, 2019, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the economic events today, nothing scheduled for today, but keep in mind that we are on the back of the NFP last Friday. Now, the numbers came in without any big surprises, but looking at the markets today, Forex symbols, the NFP was pretty much a non-event. Okay, we are seeing some rotation in the markets. GBP sold lower, and Euro is still selling and hovering around the lows of 112-ish level. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But looking at the Dow Jones, really, it's unchanged from when it was before the NFP. Okay, JSE is closing in on resistance. The Dow Jones still looks like it's strong. Okay, some of the stocks are following through, but nothing really to write home about. Now, looking at the commodities, gold bounces above 1295-ish level. Okay, hanging around there, but oil still strong. So it's kind of a question that oil is gold just bouncing because it's trading within the range, and we'll take a look at that as well. Now, lastly, looking at crypto, this is where it's gotten very interesting. Bitcoin gains momentum and above 5,000. Okay, that's really a very important level for it to break. And then Ethereum explodes. Okay, so the cryptocurrencies are actually trading together, and they're trading bullish, and we'd like to see some follow through. Let's see if we will get that today, but let's take a look from today's trading and see what we can expect. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD. As you can see at a 4-hour chart, the reason we spent so much time on the Euro USD is because it's really a bellwether. Okay, for a very, very long time, it's been a tremendous bellwether. It hasn't really traded over the past couple of weeks, but we'd like to keep it together just because these little nuance moves actually play out. Okay, and when they break out big. Okay, and there's major implications to the Euro USD breaking out in one way or another. Now we're trading and we're hovering near our lows of 112.25 right now. Okay, if we break this 112-ish area, okay, and we break this momentum with 1195-ish area, this was our previous support, we could see this back down to the low 110-ish level. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking there. The reason I'm still very bearish on here is because on any graph, I don't see any sort of life, okay, in the euro right now. Okay, now that can change because the DAX is getting stronger, but just looking at it right now, it does look like it may break down. Now, the GBP USD finally broke down last week after, looking like it was going to gravitate above the 131.90-ish level, maybe 132-ish level, but broke that, okay, when the NFP actually came out and sold off quite sharply. Okay, we sold off from right here, from 131.89-ish level down to 130.58-ish level. Okay, well, I mean, we capitulated down to 130, and that's really our support level. We mentioned that several times. That would be a spot that we would bounce off of. Okay, so with that said, we're still trading in a range. Okay, 130, okay, as you can see, is the bottom range. 132.60-ish level is the top range. Okay, but we are at the bottom of this range. So with that said, if this breaks 130 and continues this momentum downwards, this could pull everything down versus the dollar. Okay, so just keep an eye on this as this fruites throughout the day. Now, jumping into the commodities, we're looking at gold right now, and it broke above this 1293-ish level, okay, which was resistance for a very long time. We didn't break it for a long time, then finally popped above it, and we popped above it just this morning. Okay, with all the numbers that came out last week, okay, we had a little bit of volatility, but nothing really to write home about because we were pretty much unched in it. Okay, now we're trading at 1296, so important level to actually break. Okay, 1293. You do have resistance here at 1297-ish level. Okay, so the fact that it hasn't hit 1300, it may not hit 1300. Okay, so just be aware that we are just trading in a range. Now, altogether it is a tight range. Okay, there's no reason to jump into this particularly, just because as you can see, since the beginning of March, we've just been sideways trading, okay, waiting for the markets to actually correct themselves. And now the reason this is because the Dow Jones has been very strong. Okay, we're post February, which is generally a rally month for gold, and now we're just trading in a range until some sort of impetus either takes us lower or higher. Okay, not sure how that will actually play out, but for right now, you're just trading the levels, and it's kind of choppy trading. So might want to take a little bit less foot on the gas here, just trading these levels. Now, looking at oil, Oil is a rocket star, okay, which is a bona fide rally, okay? I can't say it enough, okay? Every time it retraces just a little bit, and we mentioned this right here, okay? It went back to support, okay, which beautifully set up, okay? This is my Fibonacci, okay? For those who attended last time's webinars, okay, we spoke about this. We spoke about hitting Fibonacci levels, how they are support levels, and every time it's done that, okay, and you could see that clearly from this chart, okay, several times before. I'm not going to go into it now, but you could see that it hit this 61.85 and bounced right off of it, and we're trading right now at 63.39, okay. This is still in an upwards momentum. The next real resistance level is 64ish. Okay, that's really a minor resistance level, but at this stage, we could technically, okay, on the Fibonacci level, get back to the $74 a barrel, okay, which is a tremendous way from our 42 low, okay. So with that said, if this does continue to correct itself, I do expect the Dow Jones to continue, going higher. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, right here is where the news came out on Friday, okay, right there. Excuse me, right here's where the news came out on Friday. Okay, as you can see, nothing really happened. We did a classic fade, okay, and then a correctional move, all right, which I spoke about at the webinar, okay, where you have in one direction and then you have a correctional move that happens in the other direction, and then we continue to sell off, okay, which was, even further expected. So we're trading here at 26,330. Now, again, to put you in perspective of things, we're about 600 points from our all-time highs. So we've come about face in the Dow Jones. Now, there's got to be, some continuation in this to carry us further to 27,000. Let's see if we get that. Okay, that might not happen until the end of Trump's term, which is happening in about a year and a half now, okay, for the next elections for the next 4 years. So that's something to actually consider. Now, looking at the DAX, also sold off last Friday, but we are bouncing this morning, and we're close to this 12,000 level, which is important. Okay, very, very important to be on this 12,000 level. Okay, we're just shy of it. Okay, so really important area for us to break on the upside. So this may be a correctional move as we go into this week's trading. Now, jumping into the JSE, and this is really important, the JSE has been very strong, 52,147, and like I mentioned in the preview, we're getting close to our resistance level at 52,490, and if we break that, we could hit it back to 53,600-ish levels. So I'd really keep an eye on this to see, because this shows some tremendous strength and some tremendous momentum. Big gap ups, okay, gaps and goes. So I'd really like to see this continue this week. I'm not sure that we'll get it, but so far it's been very, very strong. Okay, now lastly, looking at some of the stocks, ALCOA actually followed through with the markets going higher last week at $29 a share. Now again, this is something I'd really look to see. If it does break above this $31, that's a major correction for ALCOA and may take us higher. Lastly, let's get into the cryptos, okay? And this is really what's some phenomenal moves where we seem to have sold off down to 47.73. Now, I said to you guys, be careful, okay? Because this thing, if it corrects itself back down to 4,000. Now, after I've mentioned that, okay? And it was one of the first things that went higher after the numbers came out. And this continued to trade over the weekend, as you can see, April 7th, April 8th, and it continues to break above this 5,000. Now, it has resistance at 52.96. It does have to break that in order for it to be a bona fide rally, and I'd like to see that to actually trade. So looking at a 4-hour chart, you can see almost double top here at 5,300, and that's what I'd like to see, that it doesn't become a double top, that it actually breaks it above. Let's see if we get that. And the reason we may get that, because if you look at Ethereum, it's trading higher. At 4-hour chart, you can see it's trading at 179 and broke 175, a potential double top right there. So this has really been very strong. So I'd like to see some follow through. I mean, I don't want to chase this at this levels, but you do want to start perking into it for some, potential trades as the week progresses. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.